I'm fascinated by Shakespeare's Falstaff, also known as the Good Sir John. He appeared in multiple plays and always was full of joy and humor. Falstaff is best known for being a foil to the young Prince Henry, who is referred to as Hal or Harry, the heir apparent to the throne under King Henry IV. However, in the transition to king, Prince Hal rejects Falstaff rudely, abruptly, and completely. Here is the speech. I know thee not, old man. Fall to thy prayers. How ill white hairs become a fool and jester. I have long dreamed of such a kind of man, so surfeit swelled, so old and so profane. But being awaked, I do despise my dream. Make less thy body hence, and more thy grace. Leave gormandizing. Know the grave doth gape for thee thrice wider than for other men. Reply not to me with a fool-born jest. Presume not that I am the thing I was, for God doth know, so shall the world perceive, that I have turned away my former self. So will I those that kept me company. As king, Henry V is a great military victor against France. Two speeches convey his leadership. The first booms and crashes like cymbals. Once more unto the breach, dear friends, once more, or close the wall up with our English dead. In peace there's nothing so becomes a man as modest stillness and humility. But when the blast of war blows in our ears, then imitate the action of the tiger. Stiffen the sinews, summon up the blood, disguise fair nature with hard-favored rage. Equally memorable, however, is a speech that puts another day's battle, a critical battle, in perspective. The English are vastly outnumbered by the French, and yet there is a call to arms. How will you explain to your child what you did that day? Will you be able to say you fought with valor? Here's the speech. This day is called the Feast of Crispian. He that outlives this day and comes safe home will stand a tiptoe when this day is named, and rouse him at the name of Crispian. He that shall live this day and see old age will yearly on the vigil feast his neighbors, and say, tomorrow is St. Crispian. Then will he strip his sleeve and show his scars, and say, these wounds I had on Crispin's day. Old men forget, yet all shall be forgot. But he'll remember with advantages what feats he did that day. Then shall our names, familiar in his mouth as household words, Harry the King, Bedford and Exeter, Warwick and Talbot, Salisbury and Gloucester, be in their flowing cups freshly remembered. This story shall the good man teach his son, and Crispin Crispian shall ne'er go by, from this day to the ending of the world, but we in it shall be remembered. We few, we happy few, we band of brothers. For he today that sheds his blood with me shall be my brother. Be he ne'er so vile, this day shall gentle his condition. And gentlemen in England now abed shall think themselves accursed they were not here, and hold their manhoods cheap whiles any speaks that fought with us upon St. Crispin's day. And here is the poem. When I sat for the AP English test, I knew exactly what to write about. That childhood friends outgrow and don't outlast, and maturation means saying goodbye. Experience acting as Sir Toby Belch, success in growing out a droll mustache. But comedy begets said irony. I smiled, I cried, I felt the future come. Sir John takes care of Hal while a young prince. He makes him see the lighter side of life. They laugh and drink and do the things you do when you cannot believe you will get old. Then one day little Prince begins to act the role to which he has inherited, rejects Falstaff in purging memories, and takes a giant step toward the throne. While king, will Hal one day have some regret that he, Sir John, completely pushed away? Or is his band of brothers' rousing speech a recollection of his time in fun? Once more into the breach, he tells the troops. He rallies soldiers striking against the French. The better part of valor is to stand your ground and bravely fight on for St. George. I wonder if that king, when late at night, dreams or ruminates of Falstaff's voice, of drinking sack, suppress it though he might, a tiny smile and dark eyes all alight. So I really did write my AP English exam essay about Falstaff. I was very taken with Shakespeare in high school and also the film productions of his work, especially Laurence Olivier. You're encouraged to see Olivier's Henry V, thought to be a rallying cry for the British in World War II. I dedicate this video to the late Al Baruth, who whet my appetite for the Henry IV and V plays. He taught me about The Tempest, and he helped me understand King Lear, whose significance and relevance seems to me to increase every year. The next video will be a surprise.